I'm Dr. Michael Page, President of AMA WA. Politicians love to refer to new facilities, including hospitals, as being world-class. What does world-class mean? Of course, there's no technical or medical definition for the term, but I would define it in relation to a hospital as being one that is able to achieve the same clinical outcomes as any of the best hospitals around the world in advanced economies. Of course, modern facilities, modern buildings are important to help to achieve a world-class service, but a grand atrium, a fancy lighting system, walls of glass and other trinkets are not keys to achieving best clinical outcomes. And with that in mind, AMA WA rejects and continues to reject use of the term world-class in relation to any hospital that might be built in Western Australia that does not have at its core the best achievable patient outcomes. To be absolutely clear, a tertiary quaternary maternity hospital that sits in isolation from paediatric tertiary quaternary services is by definition not world-class. We know that the world's best practice is tri-located tertiary quaternary paediatric, obstetric gynecology and general adult services. And without that, we will not be able to achieve the same outcomes for the state's sickest neonates and adults as are achievable in other centres around the world, including in every other state and territory of Australia. We know that the clinical consultation currently being conducted by the Department of Health seeks to find mitigations or proposed mitigations to the clinical risks that it knows exist with the plan to separate these services. And whilst it might be able to identify some proposed creative solutions, the most senior clinicians working in this field, looking after the sickest babies and mothers in this state, remain of the view that those risks cannot be fully mitigated without tri-location. Therefore, we will insist upon the report from the consultation being made available to ensure that clinicians' and consumers' views have been accurately represented. And to reiterate our position on this, which continues to have the full support of the clinicians involved, whether the location of the new hospital is in Murdoch or in Nedlands is immaterial to us. What is key here is tri-location of tertiary quaternary services, and that is what will ensure that Western Australian patients can continue to receive the care that they deserve. Thank you.